Aneesha, thanks for joining in. Tell us everything. What really happened at the Supreme Court today? What is the order really? What are the details of the order, especially when it comes to, forming this 6-member committee?
Well, thank you, Sakshi. Now, the Supreme Court has set up a 6-member panel headed by former Supreme Court Judge AM Sapre. This panel consists of senior bankers and subject matter experts, including Mr. OP Bhat, who's the former SBI chief, Justice JP Devadhar, who was heading the Securities Appellate Tribunal, Mr. Kamath, who's a senior banker, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, and senior lawyer, Mr. Somasekharan Sundaresan. Now, there are two lines of inquiry that the Supreme Court has called for. One, of course, being the inquiry that is being conducted by the SEBI itself, because the SEBI had informed the court that they are looking into the Hindenburg report and its effect. So, for the SEBI, the Supreme Court has set out certain directions regarding the requirement of the ongoing investigation, that then the SEBI must also include in its investigation whether there has been any violation of the rules under the securities contract regulation rules, whether there has been any failure to disclose transactions with related parties, etc., whether there was any manipulation of stock prices, which is all that is regarding the allegations raised in the Hindenburg report itself. Secondly, the SEBI has been asked to conclude its investigation within 2 months and file its report, which will be given to this expert committee as well. Now, what is also interesting is what the role of the expert committee is going to be.
That's right.
This expert committee will be providing an overall assessment of the securities market, the investor awareness systems, and the regulatory mechanisms in the country. They will be looking into whether there's been any regulatory framework in failure in dealing with the what has happened, whether there is any need to create strengthening mechanisms for the statutory and regulatory framework, ensure compliances with the existing framework, etc. The chairperson of the SEBI and all agencies of the central government, including all agencies connected with financial regulations, fiscal agencies, law enforcement agencies, all of them have been asked to cooperate with this committee. So effectively, this committee is going to have a large remit which will look into the entire investment securities market in the and its volatility. So it is going to be very interesting to see what is said in this report. However, this report is going to be placed before court in sealed cover. So we'll have to wait to see what the committee now says, what the SEBI now says, and what is actually placed before the Supreme Court.
Right. So what is the next course of action? When do we expect, developments to take place going forward from here? Now that the committee has been formed, we do know who are the 6 people as well who will be entrusted with this responsibility of looking at the regulatory framework. Of course, 2 months time frame, you're talking about the SEBI report. Until then, what really happens? What do we expect?
Well, at this moment, what we are expecting is the SEBI and all other regulatory agencies of the government will now have to come before this committee. We should be expecting this report from this committee after this 2-month period of the SEBI report is over. So a lot of internal churning could be expected. We could be looking at the analysis really of the entire regulatory framework. What is the SEBI doing? What is the RBI been doing? What have the other fiscal agencies in the country been doing? Because remember, the people who've been put on this committee are very, very senior people. We've got the former Securities Appellate Tribunal chief. We've got Mr. Nilekani. We've got Mr. Kamath, who is the former head of the ICICI Bank and is also heading and also the New Development Bank. We've got Mr. Sundaresan, who's a very senior lawyer who works in the securities and financing sector. We've got Mr. Bhat, who's the former head of the SBI. So these are people who've been very intrinsically a part of creating these rules as well as implementing these rules over the last several years. So it is now for them to look at all aspects to see what are the lapses and where the tightening is needed. Back to you.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Aneesha, for that update. We will continue to track all these news developments with you through the course of the day as well.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.